Well, hello there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's the Red Shadow once more, and it is finally time to do my pickups video that covers the last half of October and all of November. I was excited to really get around to this one due to a couple of the things that I got in this past month, and then as usual I slacked after December started. So it is right now, it's like 3:30 in the morning on Sunday, December 8th, and I was just like, let's just do it. Let's get this done, get it going. So it's about 8, 9, 10 games here, all PS4 except for one. I've got something not PS4 this time around, and we're going to start with this one. This is a PS2 game. This is Ford Racing Off-Road. And this was something that I saw somebody in a Facebook group that I'm in recommend as a good, off-road racing style game. And it got me thinking about how in like PS1, PS2 time, I used to really enjoy finding off-road racing games, rally racing style games, anything that wasn't just straight simulation racing. And I was always on the lookout for something new that was fun that I could spend some time in. So this one looked good. They were cheap on eBay, and so I snagged me a copy. Problem is, so far right now, like the disc isn't in here because I've got it in the PS2. The disc won't read in my fat PS2, my OG PS2 that I've had since 2002. It will not read. The PS2 sometimes gives me problems like that, but it read other discs, so this is either a non-functional copy, or I'm going to have to whip out my slim PS2 that I've never hooked up. It's never been used, but it's essentially brand new, and see if that will work in there. A little disappointed, but like, I don't know, $7 or $8 for this. I'm not broken up. It's also been like a month or more since I bought it, and I only got around to trying it here recently. So I don't even know if I'd be able to get a refund, or if I'd even, like I said, if I'd even care to try. But hoping it will work maybe in the other PS2, because I would really enjoy. I don't feel like we get as much of this kind of stuff nowadays. Racing games are Gran Turismo and Forza and all that kind of stuff. Off-road racing. I don't see as many titles coming out for that. I would love to see something like MotorStorm come back. That's my slim chance it'll ever happen pick for a return in a racing series anyway. So anyway, maybe I'll have something to report back on that game in the future if I'm able to get it to work. All right, so I've got a bunch of games here that I picked up from VGP, Video Games Plus, out of Canada. The first one I want to show here is The Devil in Me. This was the last of the Dark Pictures anthology games that I hadn't picked up yet. So now I have the complete set of all of them that have released so far on PS4. I don't know if any more of them will drop on PS4 in the future, if they're all going to be, current gen PS5 games, but I have played Man of Medan, or Medan, and these are super massive games, so they also put out Until Dawn, which I've played, and then everything else they've done, The Quarry, and I'm blanking on the other Dark Picture anthology games so far. All of those I own, but I haven't gotten around to playing yet. So now maybe I'll get around to playing these now that I have the so far complete set. And alright, I'm going to show you the Black Friday VGP sale pickups that I've done so far. So this was an order that I did of 2 games. The first one here is 8 Doors, Aram's Afterlife Adventure. This is sort of a little Metroidvania style game with a very cool art style to it, and I was very interested in this one from the first time that I saw it. It just kind of sat on my backlist of games to buy until I saw the good deals that VGP was doing for Black Friday. So I ordered this one alongside this one, Vernal Edge. This is another 2D action-packed Metroidvania. Another one that I also like the look of, the art style and whatnot. And both of these games are originally from Red Art Games, but I just didn't pick them up when they first went up for pre-order from Red Art. I ended up scouring through VGP 2 weeks ago, last week, and watching all their sales, looking for the cheapest PS4 games that they had, and anything that I didn't have that was of interest to me, that were, you know, anywhere in the like under $10 to $20ish, I pounced on. So I got, like I said, those 2 games was in one order, and then I had another order of the following 3 games, and then I also have 3 games that I'm still waiting for them to ship to me. But this is the actual first order that I placed with them for the 3 games I'm about to show. We got Rainbow Billy. This is the Curse of the Leviathan. Another game with a really cool looking art style, and I remember seeing this originally. This was a GameStop exclusive here in the US, and it was only like $20 or $25 through them. So I wanted to get it. It was just another one of those things where I put it off. I was like, I'll be able to come back and get that at a later time, and then they were sold out on their website, and the prices on eBay went up. Not crazy out there, but you know, anywhere from like $35 to $50 for something that I could have bought for $20. So I felt bad, and I didn't really want to spend that much money on it, so I just kind of gave up on it for the moment. At least wanted to wait to see if the prices would reduce. And then VGP had it, and they were selling it for cheaper than $20 during the Black Friday sale, so I had to jump on that. And then here's one that I remember seeing on one of it was either a Nintendo Direct or a Sony State of Play, and I thought, oh, it looks kind of cool. It's a game with the weird title, Oni Road to be the Mightiest Oni. I don't know why they had to put Oni in there twice, but this one looked pretty interesting to me. Just sort of like 3D action adventure style game. And I like the looks of it. So, and once again, it was cheap, so I will always take a chance on something that just looks interesting, has a vibe to it, and it gets a cheap sale price. I'm going to jump on that for sure. And then the last game in that particular order from VGP is Shining Resonance Refrain, and this is the Draconic Launch Edition. This has got a nice cool box to it. I believe it has a steel book inside here. This one was, I believe, $9.99 Canadian, so that's less than $10. It's like 7 something US for this version. Maybe it was the regular version that was that, but once again, none of these were more expensive than right around $20 US. And this is a series that I've kind of been interested in for a long time, Shining Resonance. The problem was almost all of them are like strategy RPGs, but this is an action RPG in that series. So that was appealing to me, and then like I said, this cool packaging. The box is like, overall when you look at it, it's just bigger than the regular ones. I'm a sucker for the packaging on stuff like this, so I had to grab that one. Alright, so I've got 3 more games to show. This is a cheap purchase that I made off of eBay. I wanted to get the SpongeBob games that are available on PS4, and this is the Cosmic Shake. This is a more recent one. I think it's still about 2 years old or something. But this is actually pretty fun. Now, I have Battle for Bikini Bottom, the rehydrated edition, and I found, since that's an old like PS2 game that was remastered or remade for newer consoles, they still kind of kept the checkpoint system from those old games. So oftentimes on that one I would screw up and I would die and it would knock me way back in the level. Cosmic Shape is a lot more forgiving in that regards, and I've played a bit of this. I think about 4 hours I put into it. I actually really like it. So I'm looking forward to beating this one at some point. But I am playing some other stuff right now that may keep me from beating that this year. I just now noticed too that this is like I'm sure this is like the Canadian version because it has some French writing on it. It's still ESRB rated, but I don't know if it'll show up on the screen here, but there's Bob L'Eponge. Looks like maybe the French way of saying SpongeBob. It's funny. Alright, now I have my pretty much one and only title that came in the last month and a half from Limited Run, but that's Turok 3 is a Shadow of Oblivion. It's the third in the Turok series. Limited Run brought these three Turok games to more modern consoles in the last couple of years, but they did Turok 1 and 2 early on in the like 2021, I think it was, and then they didn't do this one until 2024. But glad that they finished off the main trilogy of Turok games from the N64 era. There was only one more Turok game from that time. I think it was Rage Wars, and that was some sort of an online or multiplayer. I don't know if it was online. I suppose it was probably just multiplayer and bots, sort of like a death match game. No real interest in that one if they tried to bring it to modern consoles, but the three main first-person shooter Turok games on N64, and now I get to play them on PS4, is super awesome in my opinion. Alright, and then this is my final game pickup. This is the highlight one. This one is actually probably a little bit higher than my last pickups video where I highlighted the Final Fantasy VII 1 through 6, the Pixel Remaster Collection. I was actually looking forward to this particular bundle more than that one, and that is the Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered Collection. The Tomb Raider games in the 90s on the PS1 are pivotal games for me from that era. Big reasons why PS1 is so important to me and so nostalgic to me is these games. I still have my original Tomb Raider strategy guide, and of course I own the original 3 Tomb Raiders. I believe I have all 3, 1 through 3 on PS1, and then when we get into Chronicles and, man, I'm blanking on what the other one was, the last something. Anyway, I think I have one of those on PS1 and one of them on Dreamcast. But 1, 2, and 3 are the peak as far as I'm concerned. I am excited, though, that they're going to do the 4th, 5th, and 6th games in a similar remastered collection like this next year. But I must say, I won't give too much of it away because I'm going to be doing a games I beat this year for the first Tomb Raider. But I have played and beat the first Tomb Raider on this, and all I can say is, like, 2 thumbs up. I am exceedingly pleased by the work that Aspyr did on the remasters of these. Just perfectly done, graphically, controls, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'll talk more about that when I shoot that video, but I'm all about this. So that's why not only am I happy to have gotten this, but I'm super happy that it's well done. And it includes extra content, or not new content, but DLC type stuff that, for some of these at least, were only available on PC back in the day. So I started to play the stuff for Tomb Raider 1 called Unfinished Business, but I was kind of ready to take a break from Tomb Raider action for a little bit, so I didn't finish any of that. That'll be somewhere down the road. For now, I want to beat a couple other games, and then I'll be playing Tomb Raider 2, which is, at this point, still my favorite Tomb Raider game. It's at least my favorite of the early Tomb Raider games. I do really enjoy the reboot games, especially the first and the second one. But Tomb Raider 2 is classic for me. So, anyway, I'll report back on those when I beat them and I put those videos up. And so that's my pickups for the latter half of October and November. Like I said, I have some stuff that's on the way in. Some of it, if it hadn't been Black Friday and how busy it was, they might have gotten to me before, like in time. But everything's slowed down now due to the holidays, shipping, and fulfilling orders. So I'll have some cool stuff for the December video, though. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.